Hey, so I went to Petco. I had to grab some mealworms for the lizards. If you guys didn't know, I have plenty of pets in here. I have 3 bearded dragons, 1 leopard gecko, and now I have 3 fancy goldfish. So this is the cute little baby. He's very sweet. And then I got 2 more nerite snails because the algae is out of control. But I'm going to show you guys how I personally like to prepare my new fish to go into the main tank without having to do a whole quarantine tank setup. So the first thing you're going to want to do is visibly inspect the fish. You should be doing this at the store. So you want to make sure you're watching their swim pattern. Can they swim in a straight line? Can they swim up? Can they swim down? Do they involuntarily sink at the front end? Do they involuntarily sink down at the back end? Do they drift off to the left or right when they're swimming? If they do, there's something wrong. It could be a brain parasite, which is why the motor skills are now impaired, or they could have more of a physical problem that occurred through like something like a birth defect. But I checked this guy out. He swims really well. He's very reactive, responsive. And then for snails, you just want to make sure there's no cut shells, no weird holes or spots on them. But for the most part, snails are usually healthy 99% of the time, unless they've been sitting in a tank that has bacterial infections, so they could possibly look beautiful and healthy and carry a parasite to your other fish just because they were holding some of that water in their shell, which is another reason why I do a little bit of a probation period just in a small cup with a bacterial infection remedy. So this is water out of my fish tank, so you want to be, I'm acclimating him while also treating him. So I need to grab a little bit of the bigger container real quick. So what I'm gonna do is just dump these guys into this dish. That way we can go ahead and get them treated. And then once we treat, we can slowly acclimate. So I'm just going to gently pour them into the dish. Yes, it's a bit shallow, but he has just enough room to swim around. And there's also some more room for me to add my tank water, but I wanted to get some good pictures of him before I put him in the tank, because I try to take pictures of my current fish all the time and they don't come out that great. I wonder if the ounces is on this bag so that it'll be easier for me to figure out how much medication to put in the bag. I don't follow Petco's instructions on acclimation. They don't know shit. I did ask for the 2 largest nerite snails that she could find, and this is what we got. But I do want to encourage them to kind of open their trap doors up and let that Petco water out. I'm also going to feed him in this dish to make sure that he is accepting food, but also I want him to excrete anything that Petco had fed him. I don't kind of want that mixing into my water chemistry and all of that. So he's going to be in this bowl for a little while. But for the treatment, you can't use this in a tank that has a carbon filter in it because it will completely just neutralize the medication. So that's why I like to do it in a dish, and I don't even mess around with quarantine tanks because you can't use a filter in the like a proper filter in a quarantine tank. You can have a sponge filter, but so it's 10 drops per gallon. So I'm just gonna do probably 3 drops. 1, 2, So just a few drops there. And I'm just gonna let them kind of marinate, marinate around in the bacterial infection remedy. This stuff works amazing. It is the Vegetarium brand. I did really enjoy their water conditioner, but the Equion one is pretty good. I am going to add a little bit of this just to kind of help buff up their slime coats from being in the bag. Because besides being a water conditioner and just making the water safe, it also helps to calm the skin, aids in restoring a natural slime coat to skin and gills, which can be worn away from netting and transporting fish. So that's why I also dose them with water conditioner, because it's also a skin conditioner as well. So here he is. There's the nerites. He looks very sweet. Oh, he doesn't give kisses. He's probably just nervous. But he has a very nice classical fantail body shape. So I'm slowly gonna start adding in my tank water. Just a couple drops at a time, and then once all of this water has been added in here, and I've fed him, and he's pooped, and the snails have moved and opened their trap doors, we can definitely... Okay, so he's letting me know he needs some oxygen. So we're gonna run over to the tank and grab the bubbler. So here's the bubbler from my tank. I am going to clean this stone before I drop it back into my tank, since Petco's water has now touched it. But I did want to oxygenate the water just because of the way he was gulping at the surface a moment ago. I'm also going to just pop some of this in there, just to make it feel a little more comfortable. And that should be perfect for now. So he's currently in here acclimating. I've been slowly introducing some of my tank water. The snails haven't done anything, probably because they taste or feel the new water. But I did want to just say, I don't drip acclimate. Honestly, it's a waste of time. I never found it necessary. I've never done it. I don't prefer the floating method because they're not getting the actual water like in their gills to acclimate. They're just acclimating to the temperature. So every couple seconds I just add a few drops, and then once this is full, I'm going to dump this water down the sink drain or into a plant or something, and then I'm going to put him back in this dish with just my tank water and do one more bacterial treatment. And then after that, I'll scoop him out and drop him in the tank. I'm saying him based off of the body shape, but this is a pretty young fish, so that might not be fully accurate. I do want to see you though. He's pretty gorgeous. He is in the tank. He looks great. The other fish haven't noticed him yet. Tell me why these two big fatties are scared of the baby. He is about 1/3 of their size. He is about 1/3 of their size, and they are scared of him.